Currently, we are witnessing history every time Erling Haaland touches the ball. Many records have fallen because of him, and he is only 22 years old. But how does a guy from Norway go on to take the entire footballing world by storm? Join me as we uncover the backstory behind the one, the only Erling Haaland. Baby Erling Haaland was born in Leeds, West Yorkshire, England, to parents Alfie Haaland, a former Premier League footballer who was living and playing in Leeds at the time, and Gry Brout, a former women's heptathlon athlete. Erling's parents had won the genetic lottery when their son was born. Soon to become the 6'4" version of White Jesus, Erling Haaland began his football journey back in Norway at Club Bryne at the age of 5. After nearly 10 years in the academy, where he consistently showed great promise, in 2015-16 he had earned his first start on the reserve team for Bryne. He played very well that year, scoring 18 goals in 14 matches for the reserve team. That same year, at just 15 years old, Erling Haaland earned his very first start for the senior team versus Ranheim. Unfortunately, Haaland never scored for Club Bryne's senior team. Thankfully, there were still many good performances and was eventually transferred on February 1st, 2017 to Norwegian side Molde FK in the top flight of Norwegian football. As you might have expected, 16-year-old Erling Haaland had a fantastic season. He ended the season being the club's top goal scorer with 16 goals in 30 matches in all competitions. Surely with this much raw talent and promise, the Norwegian side could not help but keep their golden boy a secret for long. Just over a year later, on August 19, 2018, the Austrian Bundesliga champions came knocking on their door. RB Salzburg won the lottery when they signed Erling Haaland on a 5-year contract. And this is where it gets crazy. On May 12th, in his very first match for Salzburg, Erling Haaland scored a goal in their 2-1 win against Lask. Haaland also made his Champions League debut in a match versus Genk, where, in Erling Haaland fashion, he proceeded to score a hat-trick in his very first Champions League match. He would follow this amazing performance by scoring in his next 4 Champions League matches, including matches against Napoli and Liverpool, becoming the only teenager to score in his first 5 Champions League games. Sadly, this was Erling's final match in an RB Salzburg jersey. Haaland departed after 29 goals in all competitions for RB Salzburg. The breakout season. A new chapter would begin after Borussia Dortmund beat Manchester United and Juventus to the Erling Haaland sweepstakes, where his value would truly skyrocket over the next few years. Iconically, Haaland's debut at Dortmund began versus FC Augsburg, where in only 23 minutes, he managed to score a hat-trick off the bench. To continue his great start, Erling Haaland was the first player ever in Bundesliga history to score 5 goals in just 2 games. And these weren't even 2 entire games. He scored 5 goals in the matter of 56 minutes. With those 56 minutes, he managed to also earn January's Bundesliga Player of the Month, and in the Champions League, the 20-year-old earned himself a brace, but was knocked out in the second leg against PSG. 2019-2020 was a monster season for Haaland, ending with 44 goals and 40 appearances. In November 2020, Erling was Bundesliga Player of the Month again after an impressive month, where he scored 5 goals. His form carried over from the Champions League, where after netting a brace against Club Brugge, Haaland became the quickest player to ever score 15 goals in Champions League history. Erling would continue to finish the 2020 season with 41 goals in all competitions. He also ended the 2021 season being voted the Bundesliga Player of the Year by the fans and the Champions League Best Forward for securing 10 goals. The season of highs and lows. Sadly, 2021-22 was a year of many ups and downs for Erling Haaland. That year, Erling had to deal with various injuries, ranging from hamstring injuries to an injury on his hip flexor. Unfortunately, the Norwegian goal machine had missed around 2 months recovering from the hamstring and hip flexor injuries, eventually returning to play on November 27, 2021. Shortly after returning, he did pass the 50-goal mark for the Bundesliga in a match against Wolfsburg. He finished his tenure at Dortmund with 62 goals in a total of 67 appearances in all competitions. The Super Team. After 3 great years at Dortmund where he really established a name for himself and made his presence known to the footballing world, the day had finally come. On May 10th, 2022, for many football fans, the day Man City bought the league, Man City had activated the release clause in Erling Haaland's contract for 60 million euros, which in hindsight is an insane bargain for the phenomenal talent that he is. Man City is paying around 900,000 euros a week to pay Erling's wages. Because of this, a lot of pressure was on the Starboy after his payday and all the hype surrounding him when he was transferred to Man City. And thankfully for him, he did not disappoint. In his league debut, Haaland secured 2 goals, following it up at the end of his first month with back-to-back hat tricks, one against Crystal Palace and one against Nottingham Forest. Due to these amazing performances, in August 2022, Erling Haaland received his first Premier League Player of the Month with 9 goals in a total of 5 appearances. This season, Haaland has broken several records and he continues to break them even further as the season is still not finished. Haaland has broken the Premier League scoring record, passing both Alan Shearer and Andy Cole. He also destroyed the record for the most goals scored in all competitions by a Premier League player, having surpassed both Ruud van Nistelrooy and Mo Salah. Erling Haaland has proven that he is the real deal and he will be the face of football in Europe for the foreseeable future. He is showing a very direct, very strong form of football that we have not seen in a long time. Erling Haaland is excellent at maintaining good position and staying open for passes. He is able to use his entire body and great speed very well. Alongside scoring, he is also able to pull the defense to allow openings for his teammates. Internationally, Haaland and Norway have not achieved very much, but that may change with the rise of other Norwegian stars. Maybe one day Erling Haaland can lead Norway to some international silverware. It will be exciting to see how the remainder of Erling Haaland's journey will continue to unfold.
Skal jeg være helt ærlig, så det egentlig ikke så mye nå. Det ikke helt gjort for meg, så egentlig så jeg ganske rolig, skal jeg være helt ærlig.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've stuck around this long, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed and liked this video. I'm really looking forward to what the future has for this channel, and I'm very excited to keep releasing the best content I can for you guys. Until next time, later.
Bruv.